What up, it's your boy Rock here, and welcome back. It's been a while. Today I have a Jordan custom shoe, the series Naruto and Tokyo Ghoul. This shoe is dedicated to the homie that requested it. Shout out to the homeboy if you're watching this video. So the pair of Jordans I have right now are Jordan 13th, size 11. And the requester just simply wanted me to make two faces, which is of Naruto and Ken, but also show their bodies in this attack mode. So you guys will later see how I draw Naruto and doing his Rasengan and Ken doing his, I forgot what it's called, but it's like his tentacle shits. But with that being said, I'm gonna tell you what I do step by step in this video. So first things first is I first get the shoe and I actually sand the shoe. The reason why I do this is because it makes it so much smoother for me to paint, and it actually sticks to the shoe more longer, so it has a better longevity. After you sand the paint, you actually do want to deglaze the shoe as well. And after you're done sanding and deglazing your shoe, you are ready to paint. The tools I use are always Angelus paint, but I sometimes do use other paints. Link will be in the description below. If you guys can't afford Angelus paint, I do recommend using markers. There's these called Posca markers that are actually very big now, so you know they're not that expensive, but nothing compared to what Angelus paint is. So once you have your tools ready, you do want to tape your shoe very well, because taping is a huge part in shoe customs. You want to make sure you guys get the edges really right and tight, so the paint doesn't actually pass through it, because then it'll just mess up the whole process. After taping, you do want to figure out what part of the shoe you want to paint. Obviously there's different fabrics depending on each shoe. It could be leather, there could be suede, so you just want to be careful on where exactly you're painting. After you're done taping and deglazing, normally what I'll do is I actually sketch out the character first. So unfortunately you don't see it in the video, but I had first got an HB pencil or a B2 pencil, whatever is more comfortable for you guys, and I kind of sketch out how the layout's gonna be. And once I have it sketched out, I kind of use an ink marker. Normally I do use a Copic ink marker or a Faber-Castell ink marker, and I just actually draw over the sketch I have. And then once I have that sketched out and inked up, I start painting. When it comes to painting, guys, you do want to take your time, and you don't want to overdo it. Most mistakes that common artists or rookies make is they actually rush things. You do not want to rush them. You want to take your time and just enjoy the process. You can't rush art, or else you're gonna have some mistakes here and there, and then later on it'll kind of look kind of off. Another huge part is shadows and lighting in your characters. You want to make sure you give them small details so it looks more realistic and live. The one thing I do recommend for all of y'all who are starting is when you guys start doing skin tones, first try it out on another, just test it out first, because skin is very complex. The skin always has lightings and different colors. So for example, you might think that a human only has one skin color, but when you're in the sun and you have lighting on you, the skin changes with each curve of your body, of your face. So sometimes you might have to go to a light mode, and then go to a little darker mode, to a medium mode, to a peachy mode, and add some pink, because as I mentioned before, every human has different colors in their faces each time with lighting and such not, which is also the reason why drawing hyper realistic drawings are very complex, because the face has so much colors and textures that are very hard to catch with the naked eye, and it's just it's very difficult. Here y'all see me do Ken's mask and his mouth, and to be honest, this was probably the hardest part of doing this whole shoe custom. I've never watched Tokyo Ghoul, but this character gave me a hard ass time. Since Ken is very pale, it was a little easier doing the skin rather as doing it with Naruto, but overall I do think that Ken's mouth actually way harder than anything I've done on this shoe. I also did forget to mention that when you guys actually start customizing, I do recommend wearing gloves like I am using on my left hand, simply because sometimes I'm the type of person who gets my fingers very dirty, no pun intended. If my fingers get dirty, I might dirty fingerprints on the shoe, especially with white shoes like these. So again, I highly recommend wearing gloves just to keep it clean and professional. After doing Ken's face mask and mouth, which again was really freaking hard to do, I began doing his hair, and his hair is white, so I had to, compromise. So I decided to mix up with a little flat white, normal white, and a little bit of light gray. And then for a darker tone, I used the same process, flat white, and then use the normal gray. And then for a darker tone, again I use flat white, and a dark gray. You may want to get used to mixing up paints with each other, because if you're gonna be painting or you want to be customizing shoes, that's gonna have to be a very normal thing for you to learn. You're gonna be using it frequently. You're gonna have to be mixing colors and mixing paint frequently when you do these types of things. So I do recommend knowing what colors make this, or if this color and this color together make that color. It's always nice to learn and make sure what you're mixing and what you're making. Remember, guys, knowledge is power, guys. Just remember that, right? If you want to get smarter, do it. It's always better. So here y'all see me do Naruto's body formation, doing a Rasengan. Unfortunately, my camera did die on the process of finishing him, and unfortunately it didn't capture me doing Ken's body, tentacles, shits, or whatever. As you guys can see, I am using a toothpick, and toothpicks come very handy in these types of situations where you have to get tight corners, like the corners that I have to use there on Naruto's hair. And after painting Naruto's hair, we go on to his jacket. And his jacket, as I mentioned, each position has lighting, and it has wrinkles, and it has folds. Clothing in general, you gotta be very detailed. So with Naruto's jacket being all kind of saggy and kind of big and fluffy and whatnot, I had to give it some shadowing. And as you guys see here, I start off with a darker tone, and then I slowly transition to a lighter tone, rather than having a light tone to a darker tone, which is mostly what I do. As y'all can see here, the transitioning of my painting is actually mixing and blending very well. And again, it's because I am starting from a dark to a light. So remember that, guys. It'll look nice. It looks funny at first, but you're just gonna have to wait it out, keep going, and once the product is finished, finalized, you will see how good art can be. Remember, you don't want to underestimate yourself, and you don't want to think too bad of yourself. You don't want to say, oh, this is looking bad. You just keep going. With that being said, guys, this is gonna be the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all enjoyed me giving you guys, I guess, some pointers. And like the video, subscribe, and until then, your boy 2 Rock Arts is out.